Hi, everybody. My name is Michael Migursky. I'm the Chief Technology Officer here at Code for America, and I'm here with Karen Boyd, who is the Communications Director for the City of Oakland, to talk about one project that the technology team here at Code for America is working on. We're a staff team of about 5 or so people who deal with digital design, technology, coding, etc. And because we're the staff, that means that we can work on things that are a little bit longer term and have a little bit of a wider but shallower reach than the one-year fellowship program. Digital Front Door is the first one of these projects where we look specifically at city websites as an area of research and focus. For those of you who've looked at your city website, you've probably seen something along these lines. This is Arlington, Texas. And we're all sort of chuckling because it's kind of a crazy mishmash of red, white, and blue. But at the same time, you can kind of see that they're trying there in the middle. They've got that little bar of sort of iOS-looking icons that promise you basic kind of user needs-driven items like solving parking tickets and so forth. So we can see a lot of cities that are kind of trying to deal with this website communications problem, but are not necessarily successful at it. This is something we've seen in 4 years of Code for America as well. I think something like every single one of the partner governments we've ever worked with over the course of the entire program has at one point or another asked us to redesign their website. Historically, we've always said no. We always felt that it was sort of a low-touch way of getting involved with citizen needs and user needs in different cities. But I think over time, we've started to kind of evolve our thinking and started to realize that city websites are a kind of digital front door to user needs inside that city. We're starting to realize that when cities need to communicate digitally with people, the website is the kind of clear and obvious place that things have to go. In the case of gov.uk, which Jen mentioned earlier on, the kind of alpha site and the first sort of experiment that group did was to work on the kind of website of the government of the UK. And so through seeing these examples, we started to realize that there was actually a big opportunity here. We started to realize that the kind of web process online had been basically ignored as far as cities were concerned for probably about 10 or 15 years up until that point. And as Sid Harrell, who's our head of user experience here at Code for America says, we now have an opportunity to make city websites not just kind of brochures about the city government, but to actually be the government, be the place where you go to do the people's business online. We are partnering right now with the City of Oakland on this project. There is a not insubstantial portion of people here at Code for America who all live in the City of Oakland. There we go, including Jen Palka, our founder. So here to talk about the Oakland side is Karen Boyd, Miss Communication, City of Oakland.
Hi everyone, it's so great to be here, and if you live in Oakland, we're doing this for you and for all of us. We are really at the crossroads in the city of Oakland with two sort of paradigms that we know can't be competing, they have to be integrated. And one is that we're in the middle of these enormous, ginormous tech integrations of our big Oracle financial management platform and big Microsoft platform. So we're doing these huge technology upgrades that are long overdue. But we're also really looking at how do we implement lightweight technology solutions and how do we make these two things not compete but integrate in some way, because Oracle in our world is not going away, neither is Microsoft. But our main challenge right now is really looking at how do we manage sustainability. Oh, I'm supposed to switch slides. Sorry. How do we manage sustainability for the long run? How do we build something that's going to last? We know we have limited resources. Over the last 10 years, we've reduced our staff by like 25%. We eliminated a few years ago as a budget cut, brilliant long-term thinking, eliminated all of our staff training. So we have staff that's not trained, tools that don't work, technology that's really old, that's starting to change. But how do we, given those resources, focus on rebuilding capacity so that whatever we build here, we build the capacity. I've been talking with council about reminding them that the last investment they made in the website, the funding was allocated in the 2003 budget cycle, and it was $90,000. So we know that $90,000 a decade is probably not enough to manage a website or any other kind of digital presence. But we've got to be able to tell them what is it that we need to do, how much, what kind of staff do we need, what kind of skills do they need for this modern era. What kind of training do we need to offer? So, you know, it really is, the technology is cool and important and driving things, but we're really looking at putting the people at the center. So when we look at digital service delivery, who are the users, both the staff and the community folks that are using these services, and how do we design around and for them? We're building, and we're using this process as an opportunity, and we're so grateful for this partnership. This is an amazing opportunity to put the lessons that we learned in the 2013 fellowship into practice. And I want to give a shout out to Christina is here, and Richa Agarwal is somewhere. Sheila Dugan is in DC doing great work. We learned a lot last year. We learned that we need to slowly evolve and change our culture. We learned that we need to keep our focus on that big picture with the people at the center. That we require, this is going to require flexibility, it's going to require patience. We're going to need to keep communicating. Human beings don't really like change, and so we're going to have to keep communicating to the folks that the culture is changing and it's going to help them. And I think we need to provide a certain amount of proof that change is met often with cynicism, and so we're going to need to prove that doing things in a new, iterative way, being willing to experiment, take risks, maybe fail, hopefully on a small scale, is really worth the investment. And that's the change at the council and elected level, as well as the staff level, that we're all in this together. The record track application was incredibly elegant and beautiful and groundbreaking, we think. But really what we learned is that as important as the technology is, focusing on the tools, the policy changes, the training, the support that is going to make an application last down the road is probably the most important thing to do. And with that, I'll give it back to Mike.
I'm cutting into everybody's water cooler time here. So I'll just quickly say that we have kind of a series of activities that we're going to be working on over the course of next year, mostly focused on research, looking at issues like web analytics and trying to get some sort of visibility into what's going on in the wider internet back into city communication departments, and producing technology tools that help address all sections of this. We're getting started with something we're calling the dashboard. This is based on work that was previously done by Ed Soudan and others at Gov.uk, essentially trying to create visualizations of live web traffic that go up on big screens inside City Hall, so people can kind of understand who those invisible masses out there are. We're working with 12 departments in the city of Oakland currently. We're starting to talk to the Open Oakland Brigade in the city to kind of get some community help involved. And we hope to have more to talk about at this year's summit. Thank you.